Hello, Mackenzie. My name's Laura. Our nonprofit organization is seeking an experienced director of human resources. Your former boss and a dear friend of mine, Richard Monroe, strongly recommended that we consider you for the position. If you're interested, we can schedule a call to discuss the details. What time works best for you? Oh, wow, this is unexpected. Thank you very much for the offer. I'm free all day. In that case, how about 4 p.m.? Sounds good. Fantastic. We are looking forward to connecting with you. I hope you've settled in well, Mackenzie. Do you like your office? If it isn't to your liking, we could always arrange something else. No, there's no need to change anything. It's perfect, thank you. Good to know. We want to make sure that the adjustment period goes smoothly. If you need help with anything, feel free to let me know. That's very kind of you, Miss Stewart. I'll do that. Please, call me Laura. We're all like a big family here. Besides, we're practically the same age. There's no need to be so formal. Sure. Thank you, Laura. My pleasure. Hey, Laura, do you have a moment to talk? Sure, what is it? I don't know if I'm just imagining things, but I feel like my assistant has it out for me or something. He keeps failing to report things to me on time. He has stopped replying to my emails, and it's like he's actively avoiding me at the office. When I confronted him about this, he was very dismissive of my concerns. He's just such a difficult person to deal with. I'm not sure what to do. That's unfortunate. Brad has always been a reliable employee. I'll have a talk with him and make sure he acknowledges and resolves these issues. Thank you. I was worried I was stepping over the line, taking things up with you, but I just had to vent my frustrations. He was being really disrespectful, and I'm so glad you agree that he was out of line. Of course, I understand. If you encounter any more problems, just let me know and I'll handle them, okay? We strive to foster and maintain a friendly atmosphere at work. We can't achieve that without proper respect, can we? No, we can't. Right. Hi, Mackenzie. Are you free this weekend? I need to ask you for a favor. Of course! You've been so helpful and accommodating since day one. I've been eager to return the favor. Tell me what I need to do. This is a little awkward, but, well, you know Valentine's Day is coming up. I've already made dinner reservations, but I can't seem to find a suitable dress for the evening. I was wondering if you could help me pick one out. Would you really trust me with something so important? I'm not very good at putting together fancy outfits. Nonsense. You need to give yourself more credit. You have a great fashion sense. You always look stylish and well put together. You really think so? Oh, coming from you, it's truly an honor. So you'll help me? Of course, I'd love to. Great, thank you. Anytime. I wanted to thank you again, Mackenzie. The dress is amazing. I really appreciate your help. No problem. I'm happy that you like it. I'm sure your date will love it too. Yes, I'm sure he will. Speaking of dates, do you have any plans for this Valentine's Day? Oh, no, not really. I've been so busy with work, I didn't even have the time to think about that. I don't know how you managed to find time for both. Well, I have excellent time management skills. Would you like me to teach you how to allocate your time better? You do want to make time for dating, right? As much as I love our organization, spending all your time here must be pretty wearisome, is it not? Wouldn't it be nice to have some fun in between? I suppose. But where would I even find someone to date? As you said, I only go out to go into the office. I don't have any friends in this city either. Well, apart from you. It sounds like it's going to be an arduous task, unless I go out with someone from work. Wait, are you trying to set me up with someone from work? No, sorry. I didn't even think about that. But since you're open to the idea, I could set you up with someone even better. Really? Who? A friend of mine just recently informed me he'll be spending Valentine's Day alone. My mind immediately went to him when you said you had no plans. Would you be interested in getting to know him? He's really a wonderful guy. He is? Could you tell me a bit more about him? Gladly. His name is Randy. He works for the CIA. The CIA? That's a little intimidating. Why is that? You also have a pretty high-profile job with a sizable paycheck. You have no reason to be intimidated by his occupation. I suppose that's true, but what's he like as a person? Where do I start? It would take me all day to list each one of his good qualities. Take my word for it, he's everything you could ever ask for and more. Plus, he's incredibly handsome. Look. Wow, he really does look great. He sounds pretty amazing, too. He is. But are you sure he'll like me? I mean, I don't know what kind of woman he's looking for. Well, I know what he's looking for, and trust me, I'm sure you'll get along great. You don't have to meet on Valentine's Day, obviously. I can see how that could be inappropriate for the first date. You could just meet up for a cup of coffee and get to know each other another time. That does sound better. It'll definitely take a lot of the pressure off us. So, should I give you his number? Yeah, sure, why not? It could be fun. It's been a while since I got to go out. Great, I'm sure you'll love him. Hello, Randy. This is Mackenzie. Laura must have told you about me.
She has. She's been singing your praises since the day she hired you. I'm delighted to make your acquaintance.
So am I. I heard you're a CIA agent. That's quite impressive.
Oh, no. While I do work for the CIA, I'm not an agent. Due to the nature of my work, I'm not at liberty to discuss it openly. I hope you don't mind that.
That's okay. I get it. I'm far more interested in your character than your job anyway, so it works out.
Wonderful. I was hoping you'd say that. So tell me about yourself, Mackenzie. Laura told me about your job and work ethic, but I'd like to know more about your hobbies and interests outside of work.
All right. I have to think about this. Well, I enjoy watching movies, or rather, reading movies. Is that bad?
Not at all. It sounds efficient.
Thank you. What else? I enjoy doing ordinary things like going to the gym, cooking, and traveling. So I'm probably not the most exciting person on Earth, but I don't mind it being that way. What do you like to do in your free time?
Well, most of my day is spent at work, so when I do have time for myself, my days are pretty ordinary. I'd say my hobbies and interests closely resemble yours.
Is that really the case, or is that some sort of psychological trick?
You were probably expecting a much more exciting answer. I'm sorry to have let you down. Perhaps I should have warned Laura not to talk me up too much.
No, that's okay. I mean it. I like your answer. I'm sure we'll get to know each other better once we've met in person. Talking over text always feels so impersonal. Is it okay if I give you a call? It's the second best thing after face-to-face conversations.
Sure, I'd like that.
Great! So, how did the date go? Tell me everything. It went well, I think. Although... What is it? I don't know. This is too unlikely. It's probably not even worth mentioning. What's wrong? Did he say or do anything to upset you? Please, just tell me. I promise I won't take his side. No, that's not it. It's just that, in person, he kind of reminded me of a guy I used to date back in my 20s. Is that so? You didn't mention that when I sent you his photo. Yes, well, they don't really look that much alike. It was mainly his voice and mannerisms. I couldn't notice it over the phone, but they are jarringly similar. That's odd. It must be a coincidence. Do you really think he could have been your ex? No, I'm sure it can't be him. That guy passed away years ago. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. He must have been quite young. That's so unfortunate. That's okay. We'd already gone our separate ways at that point. I was a little taken aback, that's all. So, ignoring that, it went well? Yes, everything was perfect. The conversations were smooth and effortless. I could really feel the chemistry between us. We even went to see a movie afterwards. That's wonderful. It really is. Who knows, if your Valentine's Day date goes well, we could even go on a double date. Yes, that'd be great. Hopefully all will go well. How did it go? I didn't text you yesterday just in case you were busy, but you can tell me today, right? It was a disaster. What? Why? Well, it was fine in the beginning, but at the end, when we were about to say goodnight, I asked him to come over to my place. At that point, he just curled his lip up at me and left. Can you believe that? That's so rude. He could have just said no. That's what I'm saying. This wasn't even our first date. I'm sure these things vary from person to person. Some people move more quickly than others. Like you and Randy. I mean, he's taking a shower as we speak, so yes, you could say that. What? Just like that? Yeah, we just clicked very well from the beginning. That's all? I guess so. What else is there to it? Nothing unusual happened? Everything was normal? What should have happened? Is there something you aren't telling me? No, it's just that you said he reminded you of your ex, so I was a little worried you wouldn't be able to enjoy his company without thinking of your past love. Oh, is that what this is about? When I reread our texts, I realized how crazy it all sounded. Sure, they are somewhat similar in certain ways, but they are also very different. I mean, Randy has a completely different eye color. You can't fake that. Besides, I'm sure my ex is dead, so what's the point of holding on to the past? Give me a second. Randy's phone is ringing. I'll bring it over to him. Wait, it stopped.
So you are telling the truth. He's really there with you. And you couldn't notice anything out of the ordinary?
Were you the one calling him? What's going on?
This is not how this was supposed to go. All my hard work has gone down the drain. I can't believe this.
What hard work? Seriously, Laura, you're starting to scare me.
How dare you? This is no way to speak to your superior.
What are you saying? I thought we were friends.
Why would you ever think that? In what world would I ever befriend you?
If you thought I was overstepping the boundaries, you could have just told me. Is it that hard to be civil? Was this sudden outburst really necessary?
It's all been a waste of time. Why did I ever think it'd work? Serves me right for putting my trust in you.
Are you going to keep talking in riddles? I still don't understand what I did wrong. I thought everything was fine. Did I mess up at work? Is that it?
Work? That's a whole different topic. I guess this is my last resort, coming clean and hoping you'd cooperate.
Okay, then do that. Tell me what you're going on about.
Do you remember our first meeting?
Of course I remember it. It hasn't even been 2 months.
Wrong. We met 12 years ago for the first time. It was a rainy day. You were wearing a purple jacket. I was chatting with my best friend when you grabbed his hand and asked him to hurry because the movie was about to start.
I'm sorry, but I'm not sure what you're referring to.
I'd get angry and tell you to stop feigning ignorance, but I've seen how absent-minded you can be. What if I told you the friend I was talking to was your late ex-boyfriend? Would you remember it then?
Oh, that's right, but his friend had a different name. I could have sworn her name was Valerie.
Right, that's my middle name.
Okay, and?
Now that we've got that out of the way, let me tell you my theory.
Okay?
I don't think Andrews really passed away. I think he and Randy could be the same person. Even their names are similar.
Hold on a second, what? What are you saying? Wasn't he cremated? He couldn't have possibly survived that.
Did you see him die?
What? No, I didn't. We'd broken up by then.
Just as I thought. You can't prove anything. Guess what? I also didn't see him die, and I was by his hospital bed 24/7. The one night I was practically forced to go home and rest, he passed away. Who'd believe that?
I mean, I would.
Of course you would. I bet you don't even care whether he's dead or alive. You cared enough to notice the similarities between him and Randy, but not enough to uncover anything substantial.
Uncover by sleeping with him? That's why you set me up on a date with him? So that I'd compare the two in bed? You are psychotic. Did Randy know about this?
Yes, congratulations, you finally figured it out. And no, of course he didn't know. I wanted to figure things out covertly without driving him away. Had I wanted to be upfront about things, I'd have asked him directly.
You should have done just that. That's 1,000,000 times better than using your friend. Have you ever even considered me a friend? How long have you been planning this?
Oh, that's an easy question. From day one.
Then it was all a lie? The job offer, the recommendation from my former boss, you made it all up?
Couldn't you tell? Do you think people just get offered jobs well above their experience level with excellent pay on a regular basis? It almost sounded too good to be true. That's why I asked Richard for help. He was so helpful, I even agreed to go out on a date with him. He hates the dress you picked out, by the way. He found it tacky. It was hilarious. Frankly, you should have realized something was amiss when I complimented your fashion sense.
You're insane. I'm going to report this. I'm going to make sure you get punished.
For what? Going out on a date? Hiring you? Giving you my friend's number with his consent? I'm not the least bit scared of you. You can't prove anything.
Well, I can still expose you to Randy. I'm sure he won't be happy to learn his friend thinks he's the second coming of some guy she's weirdly obsessed with.
Some guy? He has a name. How can you be this heartless? Haven't you done enough? I must tell him how I felt. I promise I won't fire you. I'll even give you a raise. I'll even ask Brad to stop sabotaging you for real this time. All you have to do in return is take notes of every similarity you find between Andrew and Randy and report them to me.
Weren't you his best friend? You probably knew him longer than I did. Shouldn't you know what he would and wouldn't do better than me?
Well, with regards to non-romantic aspects, yes. But I need to be absolutely 100% sure it's him and not someone impersonating him. That's where you come in. Since I have no point of reference, you'll observe the more romantic aspects.
Wait a second, I'm not going to sleep with someone in exchange for money. How could you even offer that? That's what you're offering, isn't it?
You're already together. What does it matter if you start getting paid? If anything, this will only benefit you.
Do you really not understand? I neither need nor want your money. I really don't. I'm leaving. I'm leaving my job and I'm leaving this apartment.
Oh, please, give me a break with this righteous act. I've seen how you take advantage of perks and benefits you're undeserving of. Just accept my offer and make things easier for the both of us.
Okay.
What?
I said okay. You're right. I was already planning on continuing to see Randy. I might as well get paid for it. Double my paycheck, and I'll do it.
Deal. See, it wasn't that hard. I'll leave you two alone for now. I'll be awaiting your first report.
All right. I promise I'll be vigilant.
You'd better be.
I showed the entirety of our conversation to Randy to prove that Laura had really gone off the deep end. I wanted to quit right away, but Randy was concerned about her mental well-being. I suppose they had been friends for some time. Since I'd already accepted her offer to get her off my back, he said we might as well use this opportunity to help her move on. I'd continue dating Randy and tell her he really wasn't the same person. I was reluctant to accept it at first. In the end, I realized the benefits greatly outweighed the costs. After that day, I started keeping an eye on Randy for Laura. We got to visit the most extravagant of places and enjoy some of the finest cuisine, all thanks to her covering the expenses. After each report, she'd just sigh and tell me to keep looking. In a few months' time, Randy and I ended up growing apart, mainly because of his busy work schedule. The day we decided to break up, I quit my job. I knew I couldn't put up with Laura's eccentricities any longer. Do you know what the strangest thing is? At times, Randy really did remind me of my ex. Was I really dating a living dead man? I'm not convinced, but it might be a fun fact to bring up the next time I play Two Truths and a Lie.